Do you want to wear color this summer? But if you're anything like me, you wear mostly black, so the color that you do wear is limited to your face. Well, keep watching and we're gonna do a fun, colorful summer makeup tutorial. By the way, I'm Jeannie. I'm a pro makeup artist living in Los Angeles. I work with celebrities, beauty brands, and everyone in between. Welcome to my channel. So as you can see, my brows are already done. My skincare is done as well. I always do my brows on a clean, dry face just to make sure I can get the placement of them without any product interfering as far as moisturizer or serums that I use. And then I do my skincare, and I usually give my skin about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe longer, just to kind of marinate and get juicy. So then whatever foundation or concealer I put on top of it, it's nice and ready. As far as brows, what I always use is the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I love this stuff. And the NYX brow pens. I use 2 colors, espresso and ash brown. So one of the ways that I summer-proof my makeup, I tend to do this year-round, especially when I'm working, because when I'm working, I tend to get very hot. I use a setting spray to set my brows and to sort of prep my face. This is one of my favorite setting sprays. It's from Milk. It's the Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. I use this before and I use this after. I noticed when I would actually set my brows before I started doing my makeup, they would last longer throughout the day. So that's what I do now. Just gonna give this a shake just to set the brows and prep the face. So next I'm gonna conceal my eyelids. I really like to do this as a prep for any kind of eyeshadow or whatever I'm gonna put on top of the eye. I don't really use eye primers, it's just a personal preference. Another thing I like to do is I like to use a concealer that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, especially if I'm using bright colors. Given that I have a deep set hooded eye, the color needs all the help that it can get to kind of pop and move forward. So I've noticed that if I use a lighter concealer, a little bit lighter of a concealer, I get that color payoff. It's almost that same idea when you use a white base in order to help the color that you put on top of it pop. This is my Bye Bye Dark Spots concealer from IT Cosmetics. Pretty lightweight, but the color payoff is really nice. I'm just gonna put literally like a dab on each eye and then just use my finger to just tap it out and spread it all over the eyelid up to the brow bone. Now I'm just gonna set the concealer on my eyelids. I'm just using this Dermablend translucent powder. You can use any translucent powder that you have, any pressed powder that you have that's close to your skin tone. This is literally just right next to me and it's the first thing I reached for. So I'm just gonna take the powder and set the concealer all the way up to the brow. Now I'm gonna show you my secret weapon that I use when I want a colorful makeup look, but I don't wanna put forth any of the effort. Say I'm tired or if I look tired, this really helps my eyes pop. So we're gonna start with mascara first. And we're gonna start with my absolute favorite colorful mascara that I have ever used. And it's the L'Oreal Voluminous Cobalt Blue Mascara. I have bought this baby at least 15 or 16 times, maybe more. Ever since I discovered it and I started wearing it, I get a ton of compliments when I wear it. It literally takes 30 seconds to apply and it looks like I put forth all this effort. And because I have brown eyes, it helps my eyes pop. I will also say that this mascara, because of how bright it is naturally, it's cobalt blue. As you can see right here, it's bright. It will show up on even the darkest of lashes. There are so many blue mascaras that I've tried that I've literally tried on and you cannot see them, and my lashes aren't even that dark. But this pops on my eyelashes, it pops on everybody's. And I've tried it on lighter lashes, it's really beautiful. On fair blondes, it's particularly beautiful, but it also works on really deep skin too, and you get that hint, that blue that catches the light, and it's just so beautiful. So I'm just gonna do one eye just to show you the mascara on its own without any eyeshadow or anything enhancing it. And forgive me, I have to use a mirror here. So I'm just gonna do this eye over here. And even just the first few coats, you can already see it. Now I'm just gonna do my lower lashes. Okay, and there's one eye done. As you can see, the color payoff is really great. One of the things that I have noticed as well is when the mascara gets maybe about a week old. Not that I'm ever gonna say wear old mascara, but the thing that happens to this mascara is when it gets a little bit more dry, as it gets older and there's more air that goes into the tube, it will clump for you more and you get better color payoff. So I actually really prefer this mascara when it's about a month old, which is by no means old for a mascara. I think it's every 3 months you should throw your mascara away, so we're definitely in the window of it staying safe and not being questionable as far as bacteria. Okay, so I zoomed in just a little bit just so you could get a good idea of how the mascara looks. Now on this eye, we're gonna start with a little bit of eyeshadow and then we're gonna add this mascara to it. So I have these Bake Up palettes right here that are so amazing by Jo Baker. She's a pro makeup artist who works with celebrities, and her color work is phenomenal. Her liner work, all of her makeup is actually really amazing. Follow her if you don't, and because she's the best. I don't know her, but I'm such a fan and I love her work. One of my favorite things to do is to take something that's a little bit maybe opposite on the color scale, or even something that's gonna help the mascara pop even more, like these colors right here, the purple and the pink. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take both of these and put them on, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I went into the pink first. Following the idea of when your eyes are open, you can't really see what's going on the lid for deep set or hooded eyes. We're just gonna take the pink and look at that color payoff right in the crease. I know it looks like a lot, don't fret. And we're just gonna buff it. Just gonna take it on the other side, just right on that bone above the crease. Just create that sort of like V shape. So as you can see, this is already really fun, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm feeling a little frisky and I love playing with color. We're gonna take this purple shade right here on a flat brush. This is just a brush from Thrive Cosmetics because I wanna pack this on the lid. Pack this right on the eyelid. These colors are really buildable, super buttery, and they blend so beautifully. And now mascara on this eye. See that? Now onto skin. Because it's summertime, we don't want anything heavy, but we might want a little bit of coverage. I know I usually do. I love this Tower 28 tinted sunscreen. I did work on the campaign, so I was lucky enough to get gifted all of the shades, 14 shades I believe, to go into my kit, and I pulled out the shade that was my own because I loved it so much, and I have repurchased this probably 3 or 4 times. That's how much I love it, with my own money. It's something I tell people about all the time because it has, I believe, it's a SPF of 50, it has a beautiful coverage, and it's just really, it looks like skin. It's really easy to wear, it doesn't feel heavy. So I'm just taking some on the back of my hand with an IT Cosmetics brush, and I'm just lightly buffing into the face. I tend to start in the middle of my face because that's where I usually need the most coverage, and then I like to blend it out towards the outside of my face where I don't really need as much coverage. You can do it as sheer or as heavy as you like. This stuff is really buildable, and it starts off with a light to medium coverage, but you can build it. And since it's summer, it's just always nice to have something that's gonna give you a decent amount of coverage that doesn't feel heavy or cakey. We're gonna go back in with the IT Cosmetics concealer that I used to prep the eyes, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of this. Another thing I like to do is just go in with my fingers. I find that if I go in with my fingertips, I can really press in the product and it looks really seamless. I tend to do this when I'm doing a little bit more of natural looks, just because it helps to blend the concealer. And because it wouldn't be a summer makeup tutorial without these, I have the Freck Noir and the Freck XL pens, and we're gonna do some freckles because I think it goes really well with this kind of a look. One thing I like to do is I like to go back and forth between the cool and the warm just to make sure that it looks balanced. And I'll kind of just map a few. So I'll just actually go over some freckles that I already have. I'll just take a brush and tap. The key I've noticed is to work in steps a little at a time. Now I'm gonna go in with the Freck Noir and just do a few. I'll go over to the other side. I've noticed if you tap too emphatically, it'll redeposit the color. And this is just something that you kind of can gauge as you go. That's why I recommend to just take a few at a time. Maybe do a few on the nose, and then again, go back in. I'm gonna go in with a cream blush because that's how I'm feeling, and I'm gonna use the Tower 28 Magic Hour because it's one of my favorites. It's just this beautiful sort of cool nudie pink that just looks good on pretty much everybody with light to medium skin. So I'm just gonna go in with a brush and then tap off the excess and put on some blush. The best part about the Freck is that it doesn't budge once you put it on, so you can put products on top of it, which I really love. And sometimes if you need to take your foundation brush or sponge just to help blend it out. Another thing I recommend when you're putting on blush is to step back from the mirror and tweak if you need to. A lot of times, personally, I'll find that one side's higher than the other, or I need to blend another side, whichever. Stepping away from the mirror really helps you get a good perspective as far as how everyone else will see it. And then for lip, we're gonna keep it really easy. We're just gonna go in with the Jamie Makeup Gloss. This is in the nude one. Really easy. It's minty and delicious and so pretty. And now I just wanna set the face. Because it is summer, I know I need to at least set part of my face or else I will look like an oil slick within an hour. What I like to do is I'll take one of these triangle sponges. This one is from Kryolan, and I'll take just a little bit of loose powder. Sorry that it's dirty. I use it on myself, and I just work it into my hand, and then I'll just press it in the areas that I need it. So it's usually under my eyes, just to set my concealer, around the nose, chin, and then just the center of the forehead. Everything else I like to keep nice and shiny and dewy. I'll just take a brush and swipe away any excess that may have been left over. Last but not least, we have our insurance policy, our setting spray that we're gonna use once again just to finish everything. So this is the finished look. I went in and put just an extra coat of mascara on just to make the blue pop a little bit more. But I hope this inspires you to at least try a little bit of color in your makeup routine. I know it can be scary. We tend to just do the same thing over and over because we know it works, we know it's safe, but try this mascara. If you try anything new with color, try this mascara. I am not sponsored by L'Oreal, I just love it so much, and it's really affordable, and it's just a really fun and easy way to add color to your makeup routine for summer or any time of year. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and make sure you like and subscribe for more fun tutorials.